Hi everybody, Miss Gettinger here. We are going to talk about habit 3, putting first things first. And habit 3 is the habit of family management. And now that you have an idea of what your family mission statement is, we're going to talk about how we can put your family mission statement first in your everyday life. So to do this, we are going to look at the concept of big rocks and little rocks. So the little rocks, you could think of it as the gravel in our lives. They are the small things that come into play, and we often give them more weight than what our big rocks are. Those things that are the more important to us. So you need to ask yourself, what might be your big rocks right now in your life? For example, maybe it's paying your electric bill, paying your rent, taking your kids to school, going to the grocery store to have groceries for tomorrow, going to work, etc. Things that you have to get done. And to tell the difference between a big rock and a little rock, you need to think about what will happen if I do not get this accomplished today. And that should help you to decide between the two. So I loved the quote from Stephen Covey that said, if you don't put the big rocks in your schedule first, they hardly ever get in. When you put those family big rocks in first, you begin to feel this deep sense of inner peace. You're not constantly feeling torn between family, school, and work. And I felt like that was so true for all of us. So if those big rocks are the most important things for all of us to do, then those little rocks are obviously the less important things, but they can include time wasters and distractions. So I have included a graphic so you can see what are big rocks, which are those one-on-one time with family members, scheduling a balance between your workload, school, family, planning meals, outings, etc. together, whereas those little rocks are those distractions that come into play, such as scrolling through social media, watching TV, maybe like excessive shopping, any activity that keeps you from those big rocks, those most important things that are in your life. So you have to really think, what happens if you don't spend time with your family? Think about that question. What happens if you don't spend time with your family? But think about what happens if I don't go binge watch my favorite show on Netflix. Nothing would happen if you did not do that, because that was a little rock that you didn't have to get done within your day. So on the next slide of our family learning video, I have attached a video about big rocks from Stephen Covey that I encourage you to watch. It talks about how you can balance those big rocks and little rocks within your own life. And you will feel more at peace when you do have those big rocks and little rocks balanced, because you can get your family first on your schedule, and you'll be true to yourself and your values. Now that you've already developed your family mission statement, this is one of the first of the really big rocks that you've done for your family. The second way is to do things that nurture your family from within. So for example, you have your mission statement. Now you need to think about regular bonding times you can have with your family, regular family meals, regular family outings, and building upon family traditions and traditions that you want to put in place with your family. You need to think about what could make these times special for all of us. You might be asking yourself, why should you make that one-on-one time with your family members a big rock? And well, overall, it helps build a strong relationship within your family. Dr. Stephen Covey said, one-on-one is where most of the real work of the family is done. This is where the deepest nurturing of heart and soul belong. And I feel like this is so true. If I think back to my childhood and think about family traditions and family meal times, I can picture all of us sitting around the table talking about how our day went, something that we could take away from our day, something we wanted to improve. So I want you and your family to think about, what is your mealtime like? Are you grabbing food, going on the go for sports, gymnastics, etc.? Are you all sitting around a table talking about your day? Then compare it to what you and your husband's family meal times looked like when you guys were younger. Think back to when you were 6, 10, 11 years old. Who was there? Where did the mealtime take place? Where were you sitting? Think about that dinner scene. Think about how you could pull some of what you did into your own family's meal times and how you could maybe improve them. Having regular meal times is one of the third ways to put family first on your schedule. And then going off of that would be to schedule family involvement nights, family game nights, traditions, things that just bring your family closer together. So ask yourself, what are family traditions and why are family traditions important? Traditions help give your family an identity. You know as a family the reasons why you do things, what you do, and who you are, and how you do it. Traditions give your family a sense of belonging and being part of a tribe. They could give you good memories, and they could bond you as a family. Dr. Stephen Covey said, family traditions help you understand that you are part of a family that's a strong unit, that you love one another, and that you respect and honor one another. I want you to think about some of the fondest memories that you had as a child and traditions that your family had. Maybe how you celebrated the different holidays, how you celebrated birthdays, what you did during the summer. Think about how those memories made you feel. How did those traditions make you feel on the inside? Maybe they made you feel happy or warm or proud to be a part of that family. Think about how those traditions and family events that you attended could have an effect on your own family right now. What can you do with your family in just an hour or two? Oprah Winfrey said, if you don't have the time for one night or at least 1 hour together as a family, then the family is not the priority. Then they're not your big rock. You're focusing more on your little rocks in your day-to-day life. So you could think about, you could have a 1 hour, 30-minute meeting a week with your family. Think about things you could do. Maybe you could have craft nights once a month, a game night. You could plan fun activities to teach your children your family values. You could have park outings. Really, it doesn't have to be an extensive activity. It could be just something small but positive that you can make memories together. I recommend that you could just get a calendar, any kind of calendar. You could even put it in your phone calendar and plan something one day this month with your family, because you know if you don't schedule it on your calendar, it will just get buried under a pile of those little rocks or gravel that we have just talked about. You could just mark one random day, like a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and just write, build a family tradition, and or go to an outing. Then another day on this month or another month, you could write one-on-one family time until you get into a routine. Maybe you're going to end up going and doing family game nights on Fridays or craft nights or those movie nights. Dr. Covey had a promise, and he said, if you do these things, I can guarantee that the quality of your life will improve dramatically. People say that these 7 habits are just common sense and what's the big deal? But the big deal is that they are not common practice. These things are not common practice, and that's the big deal. And this is what makes it all the difference. So I encourage you to take your family mission and live it out and think about traditions and family time and one-on-one events that you could be doing with your family members to strengthen that bond that you already have. Build upon those relationships and memories, even from your own childhood. Before you move on to habit 4, just think about, how would your family be more successful if you did put first things first, put those big rocks before those little rocks, rather than just take it each day as it comes?